Helldivers 2 is finally out on Xbox, and I've been having an absolute blast fighting for democracy against bugs, bots, and the Illuminate. I'm so glad to see a video game finally break the barrier of console exclusivity, and I really hope that this is a step in the right direction going forward. I'm making this video to capture my experience and thoughts as a brand new Xbox diver, where I'll be discussing gameplay, the various enemy factions, cosmetics, achievements and more. I want to showcase Helldivers 2 from the perspective of a brand new player, and what I think it does well, what could be improved, and even what I dislike about the game as well. Beginning with the gameplay loop, Helldivers 2 follows a very simple formula. You choose a planet to fight on, you pick an operation that will have a few missions in it with varying objectives, and you then play those missions in whatever order you want, deciding where to drop into on said mission. You choose your loadout, armor, and stratagems before dropping into the mission itself, and this is where a lot of the fun comes before you even start playing the actual game. Different weapons play in different ways. Certain stratagems work better against one faction than they do against another, and even armor has a passive trait to help benefit you while in the field. The game happily lets you decide exactly what you want to take on a mission with you, and this player freedom is one of my favourite things about Helldivers 2. This freedom extends into the actual missions themselves as well. As I stated, you can decide to drop in wherever you want, whether you fancy dropping head first into enemy units and getting stuck into the action, or maybe you prefer to drop in at a distance to set up properly before venturing onwards to the objective. And speaking of objectives, you can play them in any order you fancy. Do the main objective first, or perhaps explore the map, discover points of interest and side objectives first. Or maybe you're a team of 4 and you'll all split up to complete various things at the same time. However you want to play the mission, Helldivers 2 won't get in your way. And the actual gameplay itself is very entertaining. Gunplay feels realistic and weighty, and it comes with a statistic known as ergonomics. The higher this stat, the faster you can flick your aim onto enemies, but the lower it is, the slower it takes to move your cursor onto different enemy targets. This adds a small bit of realism to the gunplay, forcing you to play more strategically, as it isn't just as simple as spray and pray, unless you're using the stalwart LMG anyway. The game also has a great physics engine. Ragdolling from explosions or accidentally jetpacking into a wall and tumbling into the floor is absolutely hilarious, but at the same time, these physics effects can be a little frustrating when certain enemies constantly knock you on the ground and repeatedly kill you, or you try to stim to heal, but alas, a ragdoll to the floor, therefore cancelling the stim animation until you regain control, usually which is too late. As I said, the physics of Helldivers 2 are great fun, but with that fun does come some level of frustration on occasion. Overall though, gameplay is solid, fun and smooth, and it lets players enjoy the experience in whatever way they want to. Moving on to the various enemy factions, I'm starting with the Terminids, also referred to as just the bugs. These nasty creepy crawlies have various enemy units that can tear even a seasoned diver in two. From predator stalkers to the towering bile titan, the bugs are not to be taken lightly. They excel in swarm tactics, overwhelming divers rapidly with waves upon waves of bugs, and they have incredible elite units to back them up. As I've just stated, there's the Bile Titan, a massive behemoth of a bug that spits vile acid at divers, effectively melting them to a bloody pile of sludge. Other examples include the Predator Stalkers, stealthy ambush predators that cloak until the perfect moment to strike, lacerating and shredding an unsuspecting diver to pieces. The bugs are my second favourite faction to fight in the game personally. They remind me a lot of the Tyranids from Warhammer 40k, and that familiarity is something I love, especially as a huge Space Marine fan. But they are different enough in their own right to be considered a unique and fun enemy faction to fight against. The second enemy faction in-game, which also happens to be my personal favourite, is the Automatons, also referred to as bots, sometimes Clanker. These are metal machines equipped with a wide range of firepower and military-like tactics. Unlike the bugs, the bots actually shoot back at you a lot, and have a wide array of enemy units and crush any diver unfortunate enough to underestimate them. From berserker bots with razor-sharp buzzsaws to the huge chunks of metal known as hulks, the bots are heavily equipped with lethal firepower. They have some truly formidable units, such as War Striders and, in very bad scenarios, Factory Striders. Gigantic, hulking machines, purely designed for destruction and death, a true threat to democracy. The bots play vastly differently from the bugs. They're far less swarm-based and focused more on engaging divers in firefights using various units. They have dropships and gunships for air support, used barbed wires and mines as traps, and even set up encampments such as mortars or signal disruptors that actually jam stratagem use. The bots are tactical, strategic, and unrelenting. While they use very different tactics compared to the Tyranids, they are just as effective at killing Helldivers and trying to trample over democracy and freedom. They are my favourite faction to fight, from their aesthetic to just how they function in-game, and they are incredible fun. The final enemy faction, at least as of recording this video, is my absolute least favourite, and that's the Illuminate. These guys suck, in my opinion, and I don't enjoy fighting them at all. They're a mesh of swarm tactics and firepower. The Voteless come in big waves that can easily overwhelm any diver, and then there are Overseers with ranged weapons, a shield they can use to block projectiles, and even a big hammer that quickly messes you up. They have air support that can rapidly kill you, large walking tanks called Harvesters, and their spawn points are shielded, meaning they take longer to get rid of as opposed to that of other factions. In my honest opinion, the Illuminate can just do too much. They have everything, which gives them too much utility, and I just don't have fun with them. Whenever the Major Order is on the Illuminate front, I still participate to do my part for liberty, but I do so begrudgingly. That's all I have to say about them, really. They aren't fun, they're my least favourite faction, and I'm not going to waste any more time talking about them. The customization in Helldivers 2 is great. You can choose your helmet, armour, and even your cloak. Primary weapons also have various camo skins you can earn and use to give them a bit of flair, and you can even customise your hell pod, escape shuttle, and a few other bits and pieces. However, I do think there's massive room for improvement here. The camos for weapons are very basic, and each weapon has the exact same list of camos to earn just by levelling it up. Why not add unique camos for challenges, such as killing X amount of X enemy type, or maybe one for the number of operations completed on X difficulty? This doesn't have to be limited to camos either. This could be for armour, helmets, cloaks, or even new titles. Just adding some kind of challenge system that allows players to earn cool cosmetics without it being in the war bonds would be great to see. Of course, I don't expect Arrowhead to start just giving us free weapons that we'd usually earn in war bonds, but just some new camos, new armour, and even just titles that we can just earn through various in-game achievements or commendations would be a really neat addition, in my opinion. Helldivers 2 is a great game for the most part. but there are some issues with the game that do spoil the experience a little bit. One of the biggest issues I've encountered is really severe frame rate drops and freezing, to the point that the game has freezed every 5 or so seconds and becomes unplayable. I've also had multiple instances of the game crashing or booting me from lobbies for absolutely no reason. Once or twice isn't so bad, but after the 4th or 5th instance, it does start to get aggravating and does put me off actually playing the game at all. The freezing problem seems to occur most frequently when fighting the bots, as there's loads of them on screen firing at you, but I have noticed it with the bugs on occasion as well. I have no idea what causes the issue itself, because I'm obviously not in the business of making video games, but hopefully the team at Arrowhead is working on a proper fix for this issue. Like I said, it's not a massive issue overall, it just ruins the experience a little bit and can put me off playing the game. Other than that though, I haven't had any other major bugs or issues, so for the most part, the game works absolutely fine, which is a lot more than can be said for other recent releases. The achievements in Helldivers 2 aren't that bad, for the most part. Most of the achievements, I'd say about 75% of them, even casual players will unlock by naturally playing the game. There are only a few specific ones that have been annoying, and some I don't have yet. One that I'm really struggling with right now is completing an extreme level blitz mission in under 6 minutes. I've attempted it a few times now, and I can never quite finish the mission fast enough, but I'm sure I'll manage it soon. Another one I haven't really attempted yet, but that seems problematic, is finishing again an extreme level mission without any deaths in the squad. Sounds simple in theory, but getting through a full missions objective and extracting with 0 deaths is going to be harder than it sounds, at least in my opinion. Like I said, most of the Helldivers 2 achievements really aren't that bad, and I can easily see even casual fans picking up around 70 to 75% of the game's achievements just by playing naturally. It's just a few pesky ones here and there that up the difficulty a little bit, but by no means does this stack up to some of my other 100% completions that I've done. Overall, Helldivers 2 is an incredibly fun gaming experience with big bugs, bots, and explosions. While the game does have a few issues here and there, and some improvements that could be made, it is definitely shaping up to be one of my favourite games in a while, and I'm loving every second I spend on it. Arrowhead has built something fantastic, and I'm very excited to see what the future has in store for Helldivers 2. And that's a wrap on my first impressions video about Helldivers 2. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your favourite moment is in Helldivers 2 and what your favourite faction is. Are you a fan of the bots, or maybe more of a bug diver? Let me know in the comments and leave a like while you're at it. For more democratic content like this, hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos in the future. Much love as always for peace, liberty and democracy.